That's right. It was peak. Probably the best chapter of Chainsaw Man, if I do say so myself. Good ending, satisfying. All around, this final chapter did what I wanted it to do. It sums up the themes of Chainsaw Man, and it shows us what it really means to be a modern day Shonen Jump manga creator. You know what I mean? So that could be the end of the video, to be honest. That could be the end of the video. It was a good chapter. Are we not getting a part 3? Yes, no part 3, but who cares? Fujimoto dropped probably one of the best endings when it comes to the new gen mangas. My Hero's up there. JJK kind of redeemed itself with Mugello. Modelo. I gotta keep calling him Modelo, my bad. It's just how I say it at this point. And now, Fujimoto with Chainsaw Man is up there. Is what I would say if I was a liar. Oh my god, bro. No. That ending was garbage. That was just hot ass, bro. That made me upset. Hopefully y'all, I think y'all saw through the bit. Like, obviously, like that was just trash chapter, man. Like, what? We waited so long. We finally get it. At least they gave us some length with that chapter. Cool, whatever. But it was just not great. And then what blows me is people are trying to like find hidden themes and whatnot, saying, well, Mikhail, when it comes to the themes of it, right? Like Denji dropping the chainsaw is like Fujimoto dropping Chainsaw Man because he's kind of tired of writing Chainsaw Man. So thematically, it makes sense as a writer what was going on. I'm just like, no, I don't care about that. You know what I mean? Like, can artists lose their heart when making something? 100%. I get that. And there's like, I have the conversation with my friends and whatnot. It's like this balance of like, when you become an artist, are you making the art for yourself or the consumer? Especially when money's involved. So like, once you start making your art for people to consume and whatnot, then there's a balance of making it the way you want to or adjusting your art to be for the consumer. And with Fujimoto, it seems as if he was making the art for the consumer, but I feel like he then lost his passion of it. And at that point, this whole part 2 was kind of him just going through the motions because he wasn't really into it anymore. Like, he was just making the art just to do the work and not because he enjoyed doing the art, if that makes sense. So, at that point, the quality is going to go down and people want to notice the change. Like, hey, yo, listen, you were making a decent manga, now we're just feeling kind of off. And it doesn't click anymore. It lost that factor. And that's kind of what happened with this manga, bro. It lost, there was so much going on and none of those questions got answered. Like, the best example is, what is Chainsaw Man? What is he the actual devil of? Because clearly he's not a chainsaw devil. He has like something to do with like reality bending, erasure. We don't know. And we never will know probably. That's just going to be like a ambiguous thing that we could have, theory craft about, like, oh, he's probably like some primordial devil or, a devil of some different type of tier of long ago. We don't know. We never will know. And it's upsetting to see like the manga ends like that. You feel me? The manga ends on such a weird note, especially when it was building up to something even cooler. Like part 3 with the whole idea of like the bugs taking over and whatnot. Did you figure things out? Well, him becoming Chainsaw Man himself, like controlling the power. It seemed like an interesting track. Didn't it just be flipped like boom, hard reset? Did you not learn your lesson? You were happier when you were with not being Chainsaw Man. So I'm just going to make the universe so I never existed. So I can find that happiness. It's just like, it's like a half cop-out, if that makes sense. I would have much preferred if Denji, like a few options really. Like if Denji would have like made that choice himself, like, hey, listen, the world's going to shit because of me being Chainsaw Man. So if like myself, then who up to bam, and it goes like, no, my friends will be alive and well, all that stuff. And that'll make me happy, knowing that they're happy. That'll be a cool arc, you know what I mean? Could be ended in part 3, or even ended here. Cool. Or even if, I lost my train of thought, I was on a roll for a second. But even like with, Pucha wanting Denji, figuring out Denji's like happier by himself, or happier without Chainsaw Man. That could have been an arc built up too upon like, hey, listen, you've been going through the same motions, not really learning from your mistakes. Kind of like you're going taking like 3 steps forward, 4 steps back, and it's like it's not working out. And like that final arc, like really like nailing that in the coffin, like, hey, listen, you need to change somehow, and then you figure that out. Would also been nice as well. It's just it could have gone somewhere else, and it would have been really cool to see. But instead, we got this ending, which, by and large, okay. Just it's an okay bad chapter if that makes sense. Because okay, Denji's about to die, makes a contract with power now. Cool, that's great. Now he's just a devil hunter, living his life. We see Asa Headless Chicken. They had like their whole like, oh, Chainsaw Man, because you're holding a chainsaw. That means going around and whatnot. And like now Denji's just living his life with power. And then like that goes full circle too, because it was like when Aki was around, his one wish was for his friends to like live a happy life. Here they are living a happy life, and like, yeah, all that's kind of cool, but it feels like we skipped like 5 steps to get here. I feel like this would have been a good ending if there was more meat in between that, or some stepping stones to get to that, if that makes sense. Like if you want to do the whole universe reset, cool. It's just, I don't know, man. I really don't know. Because I'm not a manga writer. This is not my job. But at the same time, I don't have to critique my thoughts and whatnot. Like, a good example is, you go to a restaurant, you want to eat a burger, eat the burger, it's not great. You like to say the burger is not great and be like, what, and then say what could make the burger better. Like, oh, if they would add like a little bit of salt or pepper, maybe add like a little bit of pepper jack cheese in the burger, stuff like that. You're allowed to critique, even though you're not a chef. I'm allowed to be like, this wasn't it, and critique, not really being able to write a manga, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Regardless, I think I have to say that part out loud. Anywhoosies, it's just, I don't know what we could have done. I really don't know what we could have done. What could we have done? Yeah. Because part 3, there is no part 3. Like, obviously, like, this was the end. The end was Denji living a regular life, quote unquote. Well, practically regular, but he's happy. He's thriving, kind of. Like, hunting devils, has his friend Power back. Like, all of it is just, you know, a casual world of him just surviving. Probably going to live to his, you know, late 80s or whatnot. Might look with Asa, who's to say, but, you know, he knows she exists now. It's just, I don't know, man. I know I said a lot, but it's just, it was a fumble of a chapter. Like, an actual fumble. Again, especially like with the build-up of it. Like, everything built up to this just to be like, screw it, we're back to square one. Episode 1, chapter 1. Boom. Here you go. And that's the end. And we just gotta live with that. And it didn't sit right with me. I had to take, you know, a couple days to restart, gather my thoughts a little bit. They're still not gathered, as you can see. They're very much jumbled up, but like, I made something where you can understand the passion of where I'm at right now, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm so blown. I guess I really didn't fully process it, because here I am, still just taken aback by what just happened. Man, oh man. And it was such a fun run too, because I didn't mind the ups and downs of part 2, if that makes sense. Like how it was going, like you didn't really know where part 2 was going and whatnot, but it was kind of a fun ride. And I enjoyed that. And then to have that up and down roller coaster of a story was like, oh my god, it's so peak, to oh my god, this is kind of trash, to oh my god, this is really peak, to that's kind of mid. That back and forth dance with Chainsaw Man was really fun. And just to have it end on an actual low point and not even like a decent middle ground high, that sucks. That really sucks. And knowing that it's not even a confirmed anything, like it's just done now, that's it. Winning like this, it's not gonna be like a Chainsaw Man, Shippuden and whatnot. This is just, it sucks. It does suck indeed. It does suck indeed, man. But yeah, that's it. This is like late night thoughts for real. No. The only thing was just me wanting to yap about it real quick. I had to speak my mind about Chainsaw Man. But yeah, that's it for the Chainsaw Man, bro. It did break the internet. I will tell you that. I told you it was gonna break the internet, and it did. for better or for worse. That's the phrase. I think that's the phrase. For better or for worse, it did break the internet, bro. But not in the ways I wanted it to. Not in the ways I wanted it to. But yeah, that's it for this Yap session. What? Well, one other thing I guess I could talk about, which is kind of funny, because people were talking about it as well. How like the day Chainsaw Man dropped, Sora AI's company shut down. So people were saying like it was kind of like equivalent exchange. Like we got like a very bad Chainsaw Man chapter, but in exchange we shut down like an AI company. So like that is a benefit. We say some lakes now, I guess. That is a win, but dang, bro, that's the exchange. We had to lose Chainsaw Man's peak ending chapter for AI, bro. Like, man, oh man. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done talking, bro. Y'all go to bed or something. I don't know. Good night.